The real estate industry is a cornerstone of the economy, holding up the hopes and the dreams of a billion-strong nation and quite literally building our future. I have with me Mr. Bhavik Bhandari, who is the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer of the Ashwin Sheth Group. Let's dive into a conversation with him right away without further ado. So, Mr. Bhandari, thank you for being here with us. I want to pick your brain a little bit about the Ashwin Sheth Group and its traditions, where it's come from. It's got many decades behind it. How do you then balance the traditional demands of the brand or the nature of where it's come from with the needs and the demands of a more modern digital age?
First of all, Karan, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to discuss something like this. To give you a perspective, Ashwin Sheth Group has been now in existence from last 38 years, right? 7th July actually is the foundation day, and it's also the birthday of the founder, CMD. In this 38 years as an organization, we have evolved significantly. It's never been the same organization ethos at 38 years before until today. As the time changed, organization has changed its mindset, thought process, the way of conducting the business. What has remained the bed, rock solid, is our values, which is our transparency, customer centricity, lead by design, focus on strategic locations, and provide a world-class lifestyle to the consumer. Rest, everything has changed basis the change in the technology, change in the mindset of consumers, change in the way the competition is doing, the scale of business, the way of looking at doing transactions with all the stakeholders, that all. So, transition has happened significantly in real estate over the last 30-35 years. Significant changes, whether it is technology, whether professionalism, whether to look at scale of projects, whether to look at different cities, international exposure, everything.
You talked a little bit about transition. You talked about this evolution that's happened within the brand. I want to touch upon that a little bit and the brand's rebranding efforts. So what have been the key drivers behind that? And from a marketing, branding standpoint, how do you communicate those changed values or the touchstones of that?
If you see the evolution, brand has always been able to create landmarks and supersede its own set standards that they have created over the years. Whether when we started our first township in Vasai, or whether we did our first largest mall in Asia, which is Viviana, or whether the first brand to have an international funding, BIC, or whether we did the first super luxury project in Mumbai, in Viewmont, in Prabhadevi, or whether we went internationally and did Dubai projects in Iris Bay and Iris Blue. We have always constantly created milestones. Now the transition has happened over the period of time. There are multiple things that an organization and the vision of the promoter has evolved. Last 2 decades, initially the plan was to establish, do good projects. The objective was not to go massive, not look at national, be present in a good MMR location in Mumbai and develop good products. Last 5 years, the vision of the organization and the chairman has changed significantly. He believes now, after this so many years of experience, his organization is ready to take off toward 2.0.
Okay.
And that transition requires a lot of mindset, whether it is to do with professionalism, whether to do with kind of professional people, CXO level, whether to use digital transformation in the organization, or whether to look at expansion of land acquisition across the length and breadth of MMR region, present in strategic key metros across the country, add a lot of team which will allow us to do this kind of scale. Those has happened in the last 3 to 5 years thought process. So you would say that all this basic work at behind background was done in the last 2.5, 3 years. What has come now, the reason why we're rebranding and the whole thought process of ASG, Ashwin Sheth Group version 2.0 is because from last year, we have started seeing those steps changing into large strides. Few things that actually did. One, last year we did massive digital transformation when it comes to Salesforce SFDC with cloud computing, SAP with latest AI advancement, smart apps which takes care of entire construction and logistics and purchase and all at one go, Huno which takes care of all our manpower and human resource professionalism through AI and intelligence on emotional quotient and happiness for the team. A lot of work happened. We hired the highest number of CXOs last year, 7 top CXOs across the country from one of the leading brands across the country. We did 3x our sales revenue business from previous year, and we touched around 1,500 crores approx. We did collect almost 1,000 crore. We reduced the debt by almost 55 to 60%. Our strategy has changed. We are now on a very aggressive spree of land acquisition in not just in Bombay, in locations like Marine Drive, Nepean Sea Road, Bandra, Sewri, Mazgaon, Borivali, Andheri, Thane, Mulund, Goregaon, Malad. This is just predominantly in the MMR region, but locations like Bangalore, which is a hot destination, Pune, which is another hot destination, Delhi NCR, Hyderabad, Chennai. So our scale of operation has changed completely. We have entered into new asset classes, like we are coming up with row houses, plotted development, farmhouses, mixed development, high-end retail. We are also contemplating a large township, which will be a mixed development of it, apart from just being in premium to luxury to super luxury portfolio. So those all changes have happened in the transition, and the reasons for this is that, like, we believe internally that we are now reached that stage that the world should know what you think and how they should perceive us. The version 2.0 with the rebranding, it will enable the consumer at large, the stakeholders like bankers, landowners, our lawyers that work with us, our JV partners that work with us, our channel partners who do business with us, everyone in society at large will know how they should start perceiving us. The Big Daddy has now come into a Big Daddy club nationally, and that's the vision. Our vision is to be in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, top 10 in India, from being a reputed brand in Mumbai to nationally.
So we've spoken already a little bit about the rebranding of the Ashwin Sheth Group. What particularly sets apart this rebranding initiative?
So our rebranding was a massive cycle of work, how to do it. We went through nationally all of the leading brands who are consultants who do rebranding, and then we finally selected the pioneers in this, which is Chlorophyll. It is very important for us to have a right partner who can do. Kiran Kalab is a known name in the industry, pioneers for doing this. Our logo has a very unique touch of what the essence of the organization and the promoter is. For example, our logo is rounded because we believe that it is a continuous loop that keeps happening. There are no sharp edges. We are very soft from as an organization perspective. We believe in service nature. We are hospitality brand. A and S are basically two alphabets, which are also the starting alphabets of our chairman's name, Ashwin Sheth. The element of the design is in such a way that they are mirror image of each other, which means there is a reflection, which is the real agenda of our tagline, which is basically our world reflects your world. That is the essence of our tagline, which is the core DNA of our organization. Why we are in this business, why we are existing. So as an organization, from the chairman to the doorman, everyone has one single philosophy as a DNA, which is that our focus is on customer. Whatever the customer wants, we will ensure that we will use all our resources, intelligence, and get you there. So indirectly, what we are saying, what your dream of house is basically our dream to make it happen. So your is the key, and that's the key whole essence that goes into it. The good part about the whole aesthetic is that because of being a luxury brand, we have ensured that the aesthetics are kept in luxury tones. The colors are blues, which is a royal color, orange, which is a part of our aggression, growth, expansion, and also a part of our past logo, which was there. We've tried to amalgamate the old and the new modern version and make it a fusion, so that people don't see us completely new and we don't leave our 38 years of legacy while we look forward and do something new. So that's the whole thing of it. I'm sure when it is revealed, you will love it.
So talking about this Big Daddy phase, as you call it, what excites you most about this expansion? I know you touched upon the big plans for the MMR region, for Bangalore, even beyond that. But what personally excites you the most about this upcoming phase of expansion?
I think with every growth, it gives a lot of challenges. But with such significant growth strides, it gives you a lot of opportunity as a professional. It gives you an opportunity to do something that you've never done so far. Walk the path where no one has walked earlier, because you have to try new things, different things, because time is short and you have to achieve a lot. A lot of new learnings will happen because of those things that you have done in past but were done in a certain micro market, while now you're looking at national. Overall, it will be a great learning and use of your experience in constant learning, because you will have to do something, learn, unlearn, redo, again start. And that would be the most fascinating part for any professional, it would be. And that's one thing that is going to be really a self-satisfaction from a professional perspective. From ESG perspective, I think our collaboration with best minds across the world, whether it is from US, some of the leading architects, or whether it is some of the best London landscaping architects, or facade consultants from Singapore, we will align with some of the best minds to come up with something which is really unique as an offering. And if you have a great location and you unlock the potential into great design, there is only happiness if you deliver it a quality product.
So if I were to ask you to sum up this next phase, this next wave, how do you describe that?
We are very clear that we will do 5 things which will allow us to not just remain there, but sustain over a period of time. Our objective is not to hit the ceiling and then come down. Our current plans, which we have already made for the AOP and our expansion plan, around 4,500 to 5,000 crore is going to be invested in land acquisition, which is going to happen over next 3 to 5 years deployment. We are going to invest around 1,000 to 1,500 crore in green, socially responsible projects. So we are going to be extremely, while expansion is on the go, we will be extremely socially responsible brand, and that's the personal agenda of the chairman himself. So that goes down across the organization. Third, our vision is that the outside cities that we mentioned, like Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, NCR, Chennai, and this, be a bigger contributor in our top line and AOP as compared to our major metro. That will allow us to expand significantly. The fourth key part that we are constantly we will invest a lot in technology. We believe that we have just touched the tip. There's a lot to explore with AI, BI, and augmentation, and a lot of analytical tools that have come, and with the fast, rapid changing of consumer behavior and trends, we will constantly look at analysis with a lot more microscopic data to interpret and come back with the best solution to the consumer. Fifth, we believe that our channel partners, our stakeholders, are extremely critical for us, and we will constantly ensure our relationship with them happens. We will hit the IPO road in the coming 18 to 24 months. The objective is to create means of generating liquidity and loans at a cheaper cost that allows us to save more and enhances our bottom line and profitability. Second, we would like to be in a very strategic asset-light model, which means that while we will acquire key locations on our own, we'll do a lot of JVs, we'll do a lot of redevelopments, we'll do a lot of SRF projects, because we get significant requests from a lot of this JV to partner with us. The reason is simple. I see in real estate, in the next 5 years, a lot of small players will consolidate. They'll come with the top players. The top players will unlock the potential of the land parcel, and with that brand ability, they'll be able to command premium and thereby able to nurture the smaller developers or landowners so that they also get profitably while the larger players also are able to expand. These are the key things that we will do as a brand, which will allow us this journey to not only continue but to remain sustainable for over a period to come.
Lovely. Perfect note to end things on, Mr. Bhandari. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks a lot, Karan. It was pleasure. It's all mine. Thank you.
So that was my conversation with Bhavik Bhandari of the Ashwin Sheth Group for their drive for excellence as they look to rebrand the group and head into a brave new era for the brand as they drive India's real estate story.